the country. Opening day is a holiday in this town, and we can't wait for you and your family to experience your first game as an Oriole at Camden Yards on Thursday, March 26th, and at Ed Smith Stadium in Sarasota on Friday, February 20th. Joining us on the dais today include Pete's attorney and president of the Boris Corporation, Scott Boris, Orioles control owner, David Rubenstein, Orioles president of baseball operations and general manager, Mike Elias, and Orioles first baseman, Pete Alonso. Before we get into today's program, we'd like to acknowledge some guests who are here with us today. First, members of the Boris Corporation, Bill Glovna and Ori Carey. Thank you both for being here. Orioles team president, Katie Griggs. Orioles manager, Craig Albernez and his wife, Genevieve. And Orioles bench coach, Donnie Ecker. Thank you all for being here. We'd also like to welcome our wonderful partners at T. Rowe Price. Thank you all for being here. Finally, we'd like to recognize the media. We want to thank all of you for your coverage to help build the excitement for this special day for the organization. At this time, I'll turn it over to Orioles President of Baseball Operations and General Manager, Mike Elias.
Thank you, Nate. Hello, everybody. Welcome, and thank you for coming. As Nate said, this is a very momentous and historic day for the Orioles franchise, but also for us this offseason as we build the team of 2026 and beyond. Pete Alonso has been one of the elite sluggers in all of Major League Baseball, really since debuting in 2019. I think he hit 56 home runs in his debut, and he's since then been one of the most consistent, prolific, and durable players in our sport since that time. And the consistency that he's demonstrated, the passion to play, the care that he has for his teammates and for wins and losses is something that's really hard to come by. So when we had an opportunity to engage with him and pursue him this winter, as we were looking for a guy to galvanize the young talent that we have in our batting lineup and also in our clubhouse, he was right at the top of the list. So I'm extremely pleased that we're welcoming him to the organization today. I think it's going to be a tremendous era, and he's going to have some very magical moments here at the ballpark. And I think when you look at Pete in the middle of the lineup that we have arguably the best batting lineup in Major League Baseball right now. And our plan the rest of this offseason is to continue to augment the team so that these guys can make another run at the American League East and we can get back to where we belong. So just a tremendous day in addition for us. Really excited to watch him play and see him in Sarasota and ingratiate him to the organization over the next couple weeks as we all get plugged in together. But I know he's going to be really excited to join this community here. He's somebody that's demonstrated a lot of passion towards getting out in the community wherever he's been and wherever he's played. And he and his wife are very much looking forward to calling Baltimore home going forward. So without further ado, I'd like to present Pete with his first Orioles jersey and cap, and then we can open up to questions. First of all, let's take some pictures this way. Good. All right. Put it on. All right. One more button.
This is harder than hitting.
Warned you.
There we go. All right.
Great job.
Hell yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we will open it up to questions. If you have a question, we have mics on both sides of the room. We would please ask that you please state your full name and affiliation so that Pete can get to know our local media. Please make sure it's clear which member of the, up here on the dais, who your question is for.
Rockabotka with Masson Sports. Pete, I know the Orioles said they had quite a presentation for you in Orlando. What were some of the key points that they hit on that convinced you this is where you want to be?
I mean, to be honest, it was, I was pressed with both, just like the sheer detail and like just pretty much laying everything out there, whether it be from, not just like the talent they had, but they did a ton of, examples where they say, hey, with your contribution, this is what we look like. It was very detailed, and also too, they did a deep dive on the renovations that not just are going to be going on in the park, that are going to be going on in the spring training complex in Sarasota. And then most importantly, I think like the biggest thing is just like how they see the game, how they see the future moving forward. It was the entire blueprint, and just their passion for winning, and then also their vision and what they were willing, pretty much what they told me is like, hey, this is where we see you and how we're going to get there. Like, you're going to be a big part in winning a championship here. And to me as a player, that's not just like them saying that, them like pretty much giving me the entire blueprint of the organization is extremely refreshing. And as we talked and not just went through things in the minutia, the organization and stuff like that, just getting to know them as men and people, it really gave me a kind of like a good insight on what my day is going to be like every day in the clubhouse and what this culture is going to be like. And there's a lot of talent, there's a lot of young talent, and I feel like I'm going to help this team achieve greatness.
Hey, Pete, Rich Dubroff from BaltimoreBaseball.com. How important is it for you to play every day? You know, you've played every game for the last 2 years, and do you think that that's a way of showing some of the young players here how it's done?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a level of professionalism that I take pride in, but ultimately that comes from just loving the game. I love playing the game, and playing and competing at the major league level is really just a blessing, and I take pride in that. Anytime I'm able to walk through the tunnel, strap it on, and go play, it's such an amazing opportunity, and I don't take that opportunity lightly. And whether it be me preparing or me doing recovery post game, like, I just have a tremendous love for this game, and as long as I'm healthy, or even if things don't feel good, it doesn't matter, because any day that ends in Y, I'm ready to go out there as long as I'm able to.
Hey, Pete, this is Andy Kuska from the Baltimore Banner. This question is actually for you, Mike. This is obviously a flexing of the financial muscle that we haven't seen in some time in Baltimore. What made now the right moment for a deal like this, and how much is ownership involvement in having something like this?
I think there's a lot of factors that led to this being the right moment. I mean, first of all, it's the right player. First and foremost, as I said, we're really looking to take our lineup over the top with a middle of the order bat and an impact hitter, and a right-handed one to boot, which is very rare right now to have his kind of power and production and consistency from the right side of the plate in this game. It's a pretty special commodity. But also, we have the talent base, as evidenced by the way this team has played over the last 4 years, and we've got a tremendous core to build around. But we finally have so many pieces in place from the ownership group on down to grow this franchise, invest in players, but also facilities, the business part of our operation, the ballpark, everything that we're doing. We have David and the rest of the group to thank, and I think we've got just a whole new era in front of us. And signing Pete is a big part of that, but also a big symbol of where we think we're going. So a lot to look forward to, and the 2026 team and season is just a small part of that.
Jerry Coleman with the Bay Online, and the Be More Baseball podcast for Mike and for Pete. Mike, first, just to follow up on what you just said, a new era. Does that mean, more spending, pursuing free agents, following up on pitching? And Pete, my question for you is, what's your familiarity with Baltimore and the history of the Orioles? You certainly set a legacy up in New York, so just wondering about what you know about this organization, or are you just learning on the fly?
Well, let me talk about that for one moment. I'm older than everybody in this room, I think, so I have a memory that probably none of you probably have. When I was in high school in Baltimore in 1966, the Orioles brought onto the team a young 30-year-old player who was going to meld with the young players that the team already had, like Jim Palmer, Brooks Robinson. And that player's name was Frank Robinson. And the result was we won a World Series that year. And we beat a team called the Los Angeles Dodgers, who were thought to be unbeatable. And Frank Robinson's number when he played in Cincinnati was 20. Pete Alonso's number at New York was 20. Now, because our 20 is retired here, he's agreed to play with 25. But the fact that both of them had the number 20, both of them in the early 30s, both of them were great power hitters, and both of them are people that really can work with younger players, makes us think we've got a great future ahead of us. So I want to thank Pete for doing this. Thank Scott for helping to make it possible. Thank Mike for working on it. And, the best days are ahead of us. So we're very, very happy. The ownership group could not be more pleased with this. And, we'll do whatever else we need to do to make sure this team can win a championship. And we're very optimistic that Pete's addition is going to be as helpful to us as Frank Robinson's was 1966.
That's really high praise. I appreciate that. And again, I also want to thank you as well, Mr. Rubenstein, for bringing me on, trusting me with the development of the young guys, and not just being a leader, but winning games and performing. So I appreciate that. And I guess to answer your question, for me, like I've always loved coming here. It's a beautiful park. I mean, I love playing here. To my extent, I just know kind of like the waterfront where we stayed and a couple of the restaurants around town and here in downtown. But every time that we've come here and I've played at Camden, I've really enjoyed myself. It's a phenomenal baseball environment, and it's a tremendously gorgeous park. I love playing here and getting involved in the community and kind of like immersing not just myself, but my wife, my son, and our extended family. Like when we're here, like this is going to be home, and for us, we're incredibly grateful, and we're going to really take pride in calling Baltimore home. This city and this team, they believe in us, and we want to do right and really just justify and really do that by immersing ourselves, giving back to the community, and at the end of the day, winning ball games between the lines. And also want to give a huge shout out to my wife Haley and our boy Teddy. So guys, love you. They're at home, obviously, with the quick turnaround and the stuff like that. But guys, I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you guys.
Pete Gilbert with WBAL TV. For this purposes, I'll be repeat, just be Pete. When you think about playoff success, and you obviously have had plenty of it, what are some of the keys to that? And with a young team here that hasn't, when they did get to the playoffs, they did not perform at their best. What are some of the tangible things that you maybe can try and help them with to get over that hump?
I mean, again, like every guy is kind of case by case and how they mentally approach the game. But the playoffs, for me, it's such an addicting feeling. And playing that high leverage in the brightest lights, that's where, for me, that's the whole reason why you go through the spring training and the 162 game marathon for those short, tiny little moments at in the highest leverage of situations, because that's really what this is all for. This is all to get to October and really just win games. And how I'm going to help is share my experience and pretty much share whatever has helped me kind of step and rise into the occasion. And yeah, I mean, I want to be an open book, especially not just pretty much to everyone in the clubhouse. And for me, I take pride in that. I not only do I love performing, but ultimately I love forging great relationships and being a great teammate. And for me, I want to be able to help however I can, whether it be performing or kind of like helping whoever that needs it. I'm all in.
Stan Charles with PressBoxOnline.com. Pete, I was looking at your numbers, and I noticed that as a right-handed hitter, you actually hit right-handed pitching better than left-handed pitching. Could you talk a little bit about that? Is it just familiarity because you face so many right-handed pitchers?
I mean, for me, I think a huge adjustment I've made was in the offseason from 24 to 25. Kind of deep dove into some things, how I could get better as a player. And for me, I love baseball, and for me, I love performing. And there was some areas that I wanted to attack to get better. And for me, it was just understanding my body, and I pretty much took a huge deep dive in analytics, and not just that, using some biomechanics, biometrics to really understand how my body moves. And I use that with a blend of scouting to have more success in the field. And last year was my first year of really taking that on, like with a full understanding of things. And I feel like as time goes on, the more information I have in this kind of like this new way, I feel like I'm really gonna extract even better seasons from my skills.
Nick Testoni, WBL Radio. Right here. Pete, This is for you, Pete. I think it was well documented that you really loved being a New York Met. Was there a conversation or maybe something in negotiations that you started to really see yourself as a Baltimore Oriole?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think as like the free agent process, like once that kind of starts, you really kind of don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of like this weird baseball limbo. But then as you start to sit down and really kind of think about things, you kind of have some time to really reflect. But then honestly, like as the offseason progressed, and realistically, I mean, as we got further along, this partnership has, for me, it was just head and shoulders above everybody else. Like this park, this city, this team, this organization, everything combined, everything just clicked. And for me, I think that was it was the perfect fit for not just as a player, but for family life too. I mean, I could go up and down a laundry list of things where it's like, there's just so many boxes, like every single box this place checks. And for us, we're just so pleased, and for this organization to see me, not just in the now, but in the future. I mean, it's such a blessing, and I can't wait to play. Can't wait to perform. I can't wait to win games.
Pete, John Mueller from the Baltimore Banner here. This is for you and Scott. From the player side, the representative side, this is the first deal of this kind that the Orioles have signed in a very long time. How much does that factor into your thinking about their commitment and their ability to win in the way you want to, given you are the first person to sign like this?
Do you want to go first? You want me to?
Sure. First of all, David, it's a privilege to bat number 2 in your age lineup, because I'm sure that's where I hit in that. So I'm glad you bring that up. Actually, if you total our ages, it might be the value of Pete's contract, to tell the truth. But I want to say this, that, you know, having calls from Jackson and Gunnar and Westy after this is done, the light that it shines on how the players in that locker room feel about the commitment to how they can compete in really one of the toughest divisions in baseball. And that's comes organically. The minute that's done, it has that immediate impact, the excitement. I wish you all could hear it, because it's meaningful. It gives them a sense of pride and confidence that illustrates that this franchise is committed. And I thank you, David, for bringing that to players, because in the player community, that's what gives these men the confidence to go out and do what they need to do in one of the toughest divisions and play against the greats in the game. The other aspect of this is that, Mike, we're up late at night. We're at the winter meetings. We're doing it. And I get to tell Pete about the want, how they want this man to play for them, how important it is, what they do, how they do it. You can hear the tone. You understand what it means to acquire someone like this. And I get the opportunity to share it with Pete, because there's nothing more important when you achieve something to have this happen for the first time in a career, because it doesn't happen for many, to have a moment where your greatness is acknowledged, truly acknowledged, both in the game, by the players you play with, and everyone. And I appreciate, Mike and David, you doing that. And in answer to your question, other than that, it's probably not much of a big deal. You know what I mean? But the idea of it is that Pete comes here, and we looked at the ballpark, we looked analytically, we looked at all the data, and boy, was this a fit. And certainly Mike knew that before he made these calls. But the idea of it is that what it does for a lot of people that I care about, I'm just so excited, and I thank you both for that.
Thanks, Scott.
Oh, let me just add that when Mike Arrighetti and I led the effort to buy the Orioles, we got a lot of favorable emails from friends and so forth, but did not get as many favorable emails as I got from this particular contract signing. I've gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of emails from people telling me how great this is. I mean, it is great, but I can't exaggerate how much the excitement is in Baltimore for this. Everybody, people I didn't even remember from sixth grade are sending me emails saying, hey, great thing, when can I get some tickets? So I'm really happy for Baltimore, really happy for Pete and his family, and I think it's going to be a great season for the Orioles, and the best days are surely ahead of us.
Can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
Did you have, sorry, did you have
been a
any,
while.
was there any kind of mental hurdle to overcome, given you are the first player of this caliber that the Orioles have signed in a very long time?
No, because it's just I mean, the sheer commitment and the talent. Like I said a little bit previously, I mean, every single thing that, for me, I've played on a couple winning teams, and like, yes, you need talent. You need some young guys, you need a mix of veterans, and you need commitment from the top bottom. And for me, there was no like hesitation at all. It's like, yep, that's the team. Yep, these are the people. Yep, Baltimore's it. It's like I remember texting my wife. I'm like, this is going to be the place for us. This is the place for the Alonsos, and this team, this organization, like, this is going to be it. And she's just like, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And for us, like, we are, I mean, I can't speak to how much gratitude we have. But again, we want to make good on it. We want to make good on it. I want to take care of things in the field, win as many ball games as possible, hold up a trophy at the end of the year, and immerse ourselves in the community.
Hey, Pete. Jacob from the Baltimore Sun.
Yep, sorry.
Jacob from the Baltimore Sun. Congratulations. This question's for Mike. I know you don't want to make a deal like this about yourself, but you've received a lot of flack over the years for not signing a player to a splash deal like this, or handing out money. How satisfying is this for you and for this organization to make a deal like this, considering the way that your tenure here has gone?
I don't look at it that way. I think we're bringing in a great player right now to a very good team, and our goal is to elevate the ceiling of the team, stabilize the lineup, bring the right type of veteran into the clubhouse. What the business end looks like on a transaction like that is secondary. And, since we've been here, starting from a place where we had to rebuild the entire franchise and the way it does business several years ago, transition to this very robust ownership group that David's brought in, and elevate the talent of the team to the point where won a American League East championship and made the playoffs in back-to-back years and brought in all these young stars. We've just approached everything as judiciously and strategically as we could, given the circumstances that we were facing at the time. And this offseason and this particular player, we found a circumstance where it made sense to make this type of investment, make this type of deal, and build our team around him. So here we are. I think we all knew that this was coming at some point, and I couldn't be more pleased that it's with Pete.
Cordell Woodland with 105.7 The Fan. Pete, welcome to Baltimore. This question is for Mike. Obviously, Pete's resume speaks for itself. It's been a huge push on the youth movement, really, since you've come to Baltimore. How important was it for you to go get the proven vet of Pete's caliber to add to this lineup?
Well, you don't know if you're going to get somebody of his caliber to add to your lineup. I mean, that's hard to do in any offseason. There's very few available. I mean, I think he's played in 5 All-Star games and hit 30-plus homers or something like that every season of his career, and many of them were 40 or 50. And his RBI, I mean, just what he's done is really special and really hard to get your hands on. So you view it as an opportunity when a player like that is a free agent, period. We have a young core, and that continues to be the backbone of the team. But Pete's a young guy himself, first of all, but also he's had more experience than our players. He's played in the big leagues longer. He's been in New York City. He's been in the playoffs. He's had success in the playoffs. So that's really important, I think, to our position player side. And apart from the production that we expect from him on the field, we're going to be getting that behind the scenes.
Pete, Valerie Preactor from WBAL. Obviously, welcome to Baltimore. You've already talked so highly about the city, but after the news came out that you were signing here, Buck Showalter only had great things to say about you. What were some of your conversations with like? What did he share with you about what to expect when coming to Baltimore and playing in front of these fans?
Well, I did give him a call, and I mean, for Buck being here for, I don't know, maybe 10, 11 years, something like that, he had nothing but beautiful things to say, not just about the fan base, just this whole area. And he was very, very, like, he was, Buck's always funny. He always has his isms. And he just said that this is a no doubt just hands down baseball environment. Everything is focused on what's between the lines. He's like, Camden's a phenomenal place. Like it's just one of those like iconic parks you're gonna enjoy like playing in every single day. And he's like, listen, he's like, Pete, you're gonna absolutely crush this place. So, and he's like, yep, Pete, God bless. But he's Buck's one of my all-time favorites, and he had nothing but beautiful things to say.
Jake Mintz with Yahoo Sports. How's it going, Pete?
It's good to see you, buddy.
2 questions for you. First is, you've had a very busy last year and a half. Deep postseason run, first trip through free agency, you break the all-time record with the Mets in home runs, you have a kid, you do free agency again. What have you learned about yourself and your relationship with the sport over that span? And then my second question is just, do you have a message to all the Mets fans who've kind of come out and watched you play at Citi Field over the last 7 years? I know today is about the future, but just wanted to give you that opportunity as well.
Oh, for sure. Again, like the past year and a half, I would say, I mean, you have trials and tribulations, but there's just moments, like this one where I'm just overcome with joy, where it just justifies the hard work, it justifies the sacrifice, and it's really galvanizing, it's really energizing, and where you look back over the quest or the journey, it's like, certain things is worth it. Even the start, like right after the postseason in 24, it's like, okay, we're going back to Tampa to no house because it got flooded by Helene, and then it's like we're a free agent, and it's like, where do we go? What do we do? So then having all that, and then having now, it's like a sense of home. It's really tremendous, and again, like I've really enjoyed playing in New York. I mean, I'm very gracious for that opportunity, and again, like there's some amazing people over there. There's some I mean, whether it be the locker room, staff, I mean, clubbies, like, is phenomenal, you know? Like, I really enjoyed my time, but this right here, this is, like, this organization, this city, I'm so proud to call it home.
Hey, Pete. Matt Wyrick with the Baltimore Sun. Welcome. I realize I'm asking you this with your manager sitting right here, but how important is it for you to play first base on a regular basis, and how much are you trying to make that a continued part of your arsenal throughout the entire term of this contract?
I mean, I'm a worker. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm always, that's one of the things I pride myself in. That's what, for me, that's why I'm able to play every day. Like, and I think for me, I like diving into the work and having the desire to get better and be the best. And pretty much for me, I hate not knowing what my ceiling is. And that's why I work. I want to be the best I possibly can be, and I want to be the best. So, like, I'm always going to work. I'm always going to strive to be the best, make adjustments, adapt, and do what I can to really deliver. Not just, I mean, on a daily basis. I think defense, and whether it be defense based, there's so many different ways to win a ball game. And I mean, I know everyone, like, yeah, when you think of me, you think of me hitting. But for me, like, I really take pride in doing the little things to win a game, whether it be going from first to third. I mean, whether it be advancing on a kind of an in-between read from second to third to get to third base, less than 2 outs, or getting to second where it's like kind of like one of those hustle double situations. But there's so many different ways to win a game, and defense is one of those, whether it be making a pick, making a play in the hole, like giving a good feed. Like, I just want to play my part. I want to play my part the best I possibly can for the whole picture. Because it takes not just 9 guys. I mean, it takes so many different people to win a ball game, and I just want to be the best I can every single day.
Gerardo López, Cultura Sports. Pete, bienvenido.
Gracias.
Felicidades. More opportunities to battle tough AL East opponents. How does that add to the excitement of playing in Baltimore?
I mean, it's obviously big time baseball here, and you play obviously some very, very quality opponents, but I mean, it's the big leagues. Everyone's a quality opponent. This is obviously a very, very great division, but you can't take anybody lightly. It doesn't matter who you're playing. It could be non-divisional. It doesn't matter. Anyone that's in the major leagues, you have to take seriously. It doesn't matter if you're playing the Yankees or Tampa. It doesn't matter if you're playing, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're playing Pittsburgh or whoever. It doesn't matter. Every game matters. Every game counts. Because, I mean, again, a season can come down to one game, and one game that can be decided by one pitch or one play. So over the course of 162, every single game matters.
And if you allow me a quote in Spanish for la comunidad de Baltimore, the community here in Baltimore, the Hispanic community, ¿cómo se siente ser un Oriol?
Muy felicidades. Estoy muy emocionado para jugar en Baltimore y nos fuimos.
Vamos, Orioles.
Sí.
Thank you. Yes.
Steve Molesky, Substack. Pete, last year the Orioles' talented young core in the lineup had some ups and downs, some struggles. Are you aware of that? How, beyond just your production, how can you help that? And do you look forward to leading some of those guys and helping them become better players?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when I kind of reflect on the season for the O's and 25, I mean, what I notice is, like, not everyone was healthy all at the same time. And obviously there's some people that, like, some pretty key components that miss time, whether it be arms, whether it be position players. And that's important. You need to have your guys healthy as long as possible. And I think that played a huge part in it. But for me, like, I think how I can lead, how I can kind of just give little nuggets of wisdom and information, whether people want to take it or not, that's fine. But I want to be able to at least provide some insight, because I feel like I have a good amount of experience, and I want to be able to kind of help people along. And I know there's a couple other veterans in the clubhouse that'll assist me in that.
Pete, Stan Charles again. I'm going to ask you a hard-hitting question. I want to pull out the 8,000-pound polar bear. How did you get the nickname? I mean, I can see the resemblance, but who first called you the polar bear, and is it something you've always embraced?
Yeah, I mean, polar bears, I mean, in their natural habitat, I think they're the only known species to actively hunt humans, so they're kind of badass. But Todd Frazier, in 2019, he was my locker mate. He was joking around. He was standing there. He's like, "You look like a big old polar bear." So yeah, Todd Frazier, very loudmouth guy from Jersey. He was my veteran, and I learned a lot from him. He was one of those guys that took me under his wing. So yeah, I love the nickname. I think it's great. Todd, appreciate you forever. And yeah, I embrace it for sure.
Josh Tolentino from the Baltimore Sun. Pete, welcome to Baltimore. Question for David. The last time you were on this stage, you said, a few times that the ownership group has no financial limit. Since then, you've dedicated significant resources to a closer in Ryan and now a big power bet in Pete. What type of message do you think this says to the fans? And part two of that question is just over the 6 weeks, could you kind of describe in detail Mike and his team, like their sense of excitement as they presented to you different ideas?
Well, Mike, Elias, and Mike Arrighetti, my partner, and I talked about this before the deal was consummated, and we obviously were very interested in getting it done, and we have resources to do other deals as well, and we don't have particular constraints. We don't have any particular limit that we've imposed on Mike. So as long as the baseball rules are what they are today, we can do what we want to do, and we're prepared to do what we need to do to get the team to be at a championship level. So, we're ready to go. If there are other great players we can get, we'll try to get them.
Hey, Pete. Gabe Lax with USA Today. Good to see you. Your experience last winter, did that prepare you at all, either emotionally or mentally, just for the notion of, I might not be wearing this uniform forever? And at what point this winter did it kind of dawn on you, like, I guess I'm moving on, and I guess I'm going to have a new destination to play baseball?
I mean, for me, it's every offseason, it's interesting because you just kind of, as you kind of step into free agency, it's just you kind of, all right, let's see what happens, and whatever unfolds, you have to make the best of the situation. But like last year, I feel like it was. I mean, it still was a great situation, but for me, I think ultimately this year, like this has just been such a tremendous process. I mean, the way that it happened, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect, and I wouldn't change anything for the world. This is beyond special, and I know I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but I can't express enough gratitude and appreciation for how this has been, and I just want to hit the fast forward button for whenever spring training starts in February, because this is going to be a really special group. Not just, this season's going to be great, but I feel like not just this one, but as long as I'm here, this is going to be. I'm really excited for the future, not just for myself, but for this team, this town, this org. So.
Jerry Coleman again. Question for Scott and for Mike. Scott, any other conversations while you're here about some of your other clients? Will they take place because Orioles fans are hopeful? And Mike, different question in regards to pitching. Is that the next thing you're eyeing right now? And may it be a while until the next move, maybe after the holidays, or?
Trying to do this live on stage.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Let's get the negotiation going live.
Yeah. Unlimited budget. And yeah, we can.
Sure, and David can chime in too.
I heard that.
Yes.
Nice.
Actually, it's funny, Pete gave me a list of who I'm supposed to talk to Mike about after this, so I'll execute that for you, Pete.
Sure you did. Yeah.
I also wanted to thank in our meeting, by the way, when you talk about what went on and what happened is that a particular manager happened to show up that none of us had met, and Abby did a remarkable job of making someone in a room understand how that would be if he played here. That's a very hard thing to do in an hour, but it says a lot about communication skills and what they do, and it was done. And after that meeting, I pulled Mike aside and I said, something happened here. I've been in many of these meetings. Something happened here where I felt the player and the organization felt something beyond where you can have execution, you can have greatness unfold. And so I give a credit to the acquisition of a new manager, bringing him in this situation, the abilities, and I think it says a lot about what's going to happen here in the future.
We have time for a couple more questions. If you have questions, please try to grab a mic.
Pete, Noah Trister with the Associated Press. I'm curious, how much did you guys study sort of the hitting environment here, and do you think this would have been an option for a player like you before they moved the fence back in left field?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, just because, I mean, I know they had the fence like just straightaway left, but for me, like, it's a really nice batter's eye. Like, I see the ball, like, the times I've played here, I've seen the ball really, really well out of the backdrop. Obviously, like, just other than just straightaway left field for me, like, just in my general approach, I mean, I hit most of my balls to the big part of the field, left center, right center, and thankfully they didn't move the fence back where the bullpens was or move dead center or right center back. So I think for me, regardless, but ultimately, I think it's, I think the culture, I think the core, and I think like just how, like pretty much their entire, like, hey, we plug you in, this is our plan. This is what we're doing. This is the blueprint for the foreseeable future with you in this jersey, in this lineup. And I mean, it's really, I mean, just kind of seeing that, I'm like, this is exciting. This is really exciting. And like, I'm like, yeah, this is it.
Pete, Matt Wyrick from the Sun again. No right-handed hitter has ever hit Utah Street here at Camden Yards. Do you think you could be the first?
I mean, why not? Why not? It could be. I mean, yeah, that'd be great. Obviously, I got to get a pitch to do it. And yeah, hopefully that happens. That'd be great.
Pete, John Mioli, Baltimore Banner again. I feel the need to ask after Scott mentioned it. What was it about your interactions with Craig and getting to know him for the first time that maybe changed your perception of what you could be joining?
Yeah, I mean, Craig just did an unbelievable job of just kind of like outlining, like just like manager style, and also like just kind of like just overall baseball philosophies. I mean, being in SF and then going to Cleveland and kind of like responsibilities, just outlook, just how he approaches the game. And I mean, it's just like, yeah, that's going to be the guy. That's going to be the guy driving the ship. And like seeing that, hearing him talk, and then like not just in the meeting. I mean, we've texted like a couple times, just general passion, appetite for the game. And I mean, I'm just so excited. You know, it's like when you have the passion, not just from the manager, the front office, ownership, players, it's like you just having that group attack to whoever's going to be coming into town or wherever we go. It's like, I mean, that's really special. And I mean, again, I feel like this is going to be a type of situation, like as we kind of grow chemistry, get closer over time, and during the regular season that has that, it's like, listen, everyone's going to want to run through a wall for each other. You know, that's going to be the type of culture. I feel like that's what we need, and that's what we're going to have.
Mike, Pete Gilbert again with you. I'm curious, after getting this deal done, have you seen different reactions from other player representatives or people around the league? Do you feel like it's opening more doors? They're serious, they just talk about it and just make an offer, they got it done?
Well, I think people, have known we've really been out looking for talent all winter, and not just this winter, but our front office has been working very hard, and we've been in communication not only with all the free agents but also all the other teams. So we've been very active. But I think adding not only a talent but a persona like Pete is attractive because our team looks a lot stronger now, and players want to win or play on winning teams. And, I think adding him to this positional core gives us a big boost. And, we're going for the American League East. It is a nonstop division. Those teams are out adding as well. And so for us to secure a player of this caliber, a perennial all-star type player at this point in the winter, really puts us in a stronger position on a go-forward basis this offseason.
Want to thank all four of you up there for your time today. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone, for your attendance. We do need this room cleared shortly, so please check around your space for your belongings. For any media who plan to do a stand-up or go live, please use the plaza north of Gate H by the retired numbers. And once again, Pete, welcome to Baltimore.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Good job.